So it's 2025 and you're ready to build a new PC. We're gonna make this a nice summary and simplification of everything. I have come up with a list of your CPUs and your GPUs that I think will be the best for your performance and the best categories. I've split them up into 4 price categories, so depending if you're on a lower budget or higher budget, you can kind of choose which ones to get. So the first 2 components that you're going to need are your CPU and your GPU. I recommend picking these out first because these are going to be the most expensive components of your computer and will likely help set the stage for your budget. Also, when it comes to power, these 2 components are what are going to draw the most power out of your computer, so this will also help you pick the correct power supply as well. And with every product in this video that we're discussing, I'll go ahead and link them below in the description, along with all the sites that you'll need to help you see what the performance is of those components. So let's go through your CPU first. There's basically 2 camps you can go into. You can pick Intel or AMD. Honestly, does not really matter which one you pick. These are the top 2 competitors when it comes to the CPU market. For most people though, these are going to be your top 4 most popular, best performing chips in each of their price categories, listed as follow. The biggest thing here is going to be price. They're constantly battling each other to win over new customers, so there are always deals going around. So if you're able to find a good deal on one over the other that normally would have been different prices, go ahead and just get the one that's better performing. Now, speaking of better performing chips, if you ever come between 2 chips and you can't decide which one, just go to this link here. I have it down below. Put both chips in and it'll tell you exactly what their benchmark scores are. So if one is on sale and one isn't, you can kind of see what kind of different price to performance ratio you're getting, and depending on your budget, you can choose from there. I think this will help narrow down your scope a lot. Now that we have your CPU picked, let's go ahead and pick out your GPU, because this is going to be probably even more expensive than your CPU, so it'll give you a good idea for how much money you have left over for the rest of your computer. Now the GPUs are even trickier, unfortunately, because every time there's a new launch of a GPU, those prices are typically very competitive with the last generation, but that means the demand skyrockets. So as you can see here, Nvidia, as of recording, just launched and announced their new 50 series, and everything is out of stock. Literally everything here is out of stock. You can see, I'm still scrolling. Every 5080 I've searched here, out of stock on Newegg. Not a single one. I would recommend waiting though, because after a few months, once they ramp up production more, you'll be able to get a new series card for the same price or probably cheaper than the skyrocketed price of older cards. So if you're looking at a 50 series Nvidia card or the equivalent Radeon cards, which I'll also list here for you real quick, depending which one you want, look for the best deal for you that has the performance that you want. Now, speaking of performance you want, just like the CPU, I have another link down here for GPU performance. So if you're either stuck between GPUs and you want to compare them, go ahead and go here. And if you have a GPU and you're just curious how much performance it's going to get, if you have a game in mind, you can go ahead and click this link as well, bring up the game that you want, and search for the card and see what performance you're getting. Next up, let's pick your motherboard. I recommend going this route because 1, it has to match your CPU, which you picked earlier in the video. Now, if you picked any of the AMD CPUs I recommended, those are all AM5 sockets. If you picked any of the Intel CPUs, those were all LGA 1700 sockets. So it's pretty easy when you're on a website, just sort by the socket type, and then you can see every motherboard. Now, the big thing here is a lot of motherboards are very different priced, hundreds of dollars difference. What actually do you get from it? Not very much. In my opinion, it really comes down to the features you see right in front of your eyes. You're not going to see a very crazy performance difference, but if you like a motherboard that has built-in Wi-Fi, that can be nice so you don't have to purchase a Wi-Fi card. If you want higher-end audio, you can get one that has better built-in audio, surround sound or whatnot. And if you want more USB ports, something as simple as that, you can find one that has some high-speed USB-C ports, or maybe it has just some extra USB ports in the back that you might need. Those are all optional things. You don't really need them for gaming, and it's all going to be up to you to see what features it has. But just know, as long as it matches your socket type, you're good to go when it comes to performance. You're not really going to see any difference whether you have a $1,000 motherboard or a $200 motherboard. That's going to depend more on your CPU. Now, your RAM will also have to match your motherboard, but this is a little bit easier because each generation of RAM also usually revs with the motherboard. So you might see DDR5 RAM with the new motherboard, a DDR5 supported motherboard. Now, the last 2 items on the list really are your hard drive and your power supply. Your case doesn't really matter as much as long as it's big enough to fit the components inside it, which you might have to do some measuring, but the motherboards come in various standards. So as long as your motherboard standards say it is an ATX board or a micro ATX board, just look for that on the case as well. The case will tell you if it supports that type of motherboard, and you're good to go. When it comes to hard drives, I recommend SSDs. Now, if you have a lot of files, you can get your standard just spinning disk drive, but when it comes to speed, SSDs are king now, and they are very quick, and they're really cheap these days, so there's really no reason not to go the SSD route. If you want to go one step further, you can look up NVMe SSDs. Now these SSDs don't use the standard SATA lanes, which are still good these days, they're just a little slower. They use the same lanes on your motherboard that your graphics card uses. Now your graphics card transfers a lot of data in your computer, so this type of drive can take advantage of those faster speeds and give you even more performance. If you want to know more about NVMe SSDs, I actually have another video I did on that. I'll go ahead and link it here if you want to click that and learn a bit more. And that's it for this video, y'all. I hope that started you off on a good road to building your next PC. I gave you some great recommendations there as well to get you started. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I'll answer them all there. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.